It's Friday evening. Your inbox is flooded. Your brain is fried and your to-do list is still staring back at you. You tell yourself, just one more email, one more job or task. But when you finally step away, collapse onto the couch and try to relax, you don't feel any better. You're exhausted, but you cannot switch off. Sound familiar? Now contrast that with the top 1% high performers who seem to maintain their focus, energy, and impact even under relentless pressure. What's their secret? Is it just better habits, more willpower, or is it something deeper? By the end of this episode, you'll have the answers, and more importantly, you'll have 8 simple but powerful protocols you can implement right away so that you can better manage your energy, perform at your highest level, and build your edge. Welcome to the 10% Edge podcast, where we explore the stories, the science, and the actionable strategies to scale small steps into big wins. Have you ever wondered why some professionals thrive under pressure while others get stuck in the grind, or worse, burn out? I've been there. As a senior manager, I've not only guided talented individuals through these challenges, but I've faced them head on myself. Through hard-won lessons, deep research, and real-world testing, you'll find me here, building the 10% Edge, a community where ambitious achievers like you make meaningful progress without sacrificing what matters most. This podcast delivers practical, research-based strategies you can put to work for you right now. If you're ready to level up your impact without sacrificing what matters most, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome to the 10% Edge. I'm Carl Kurt, your host, and today's episode was inspired by exciting research by Louisa Ursula Hesselbein, exploring whether high performers regenerate their personal energy better than low performers, and how this affects their productivity and their well-being. The results, well, spoiler alert, high performers do regenerate better, and it's a total mind shift for anyone interested in high-level, sustainable success. So if you've ever felt like you're running on fumes or you're looking for a way to level up without burning out, this episode is for you. I was keen to bring this episode to you because I see too many high achievers running on empty, convinced that exhaustion is just part of the price for success. I've been there, pushing harder, thinking I needed to be more disciplined or have more time. But the answer isn't about working harder. It's about recovering better. Or to use the terminology of Hesselbein's research, regenerating better. Hesselbein's research caught my eye because it proves something we've all suspected but rarely prioritized, and that is high performers are not just using their energy more efficiently, they're renewing it in smarter, more strategic ways. And the best part is that these strategies are learnable, repeatable, and scalable. So today we're diving into 4 key types of energy and how high performers keep their tanks full, and the simple but powerful ways you can start doing the same, starting today. Here's what we'll cover. We'll cover the 4 energy domains, what they are, why they matter, and how high performers leverage them. We'll cover 8 performance energy protocols, step-by-step strategies to manage and replenish your energy, and of course, how you can integrate those protocols into your daily routine for fast and lasting results. The research shows us that high performers are not magically more resilient. They are not running on endless reserves of motivation. But what they are doing is managing and regenerating their energy across 4 key domains. The first domain is physical energy. That's your body's fuel tank. The second is mental energy, and that refers to your brain's bandwidth. Third is emotional energy, talking about the quality of your moods, resilience, and motivation. The fourth is spiritual energy, your sense of meaning, of purpose, and alignment. Before we dive into the protocols that you can start implementing today, let's take a quick look at how this research was actually done. I think that understanding the how makes the why even more compelling. This wasn't just a random collection of opinions. It was a structured research study designed to answer a key question. The question was, do high performers actually regenerate their energy better than low performers? And if so, how does that impact their productivity and well-being? Hesselbein surveyed over 300 professionals, with about half completing the full 4-week study. Now, while more data would have been great, this sample size is still statistically significant, and it revealed very clear trends in how energy management impacts success. Hesselbein looked at how well people recharged under the 4 different domains: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual energy, and then compared that to their performance and well-being. It's no surprise the findings demonstrated that better energy management did lead to higher performance and greater well-being. A big takeaway for me, though, is that this study shows us top performers are not just wired differently. They have specific, repeatable habits that keep them energized and sharp under pressure. Before we jump into the actionable protocols, there's a lot to unpack here. You can take a few notes if you like, but to help you shortcut to the protocol that makes the most sense for you in the situation you're in, I've developed a free Mastering Your Energy protocol guide. To make things as easy as possible, it's a simple blueprint or cheat sheet if you prefer, to help you put these protocols into action fast. Links are in the show notes. Now, let's get to it. Domain 1, physical energy. Now, I think of physical energy like being a Formula One race car, powerful, high performance, but only if you fuel it properly and give it the pit stops and the maintenance it needs. Let's be real for a second. Most people try to outwork fatigue. How many times have you heard the comment, "I'll just power through"? Or how many times have you actually said it? If you're like me, it's too many times. But what happens? More coffee, more stress, less focus, and if we're honest, eventually we crash. Ignoring exhaustion is not flexing up. So what about the high performers in this research? Well, they play a different game. They don't just use energy. They know how to replenish it. And that's what we're diving into now. So let's kick off with Protocol 1, the 90-minute sprint. Try this out. Work in focused 90-minute blocks max. Then take 5 to 10 minutes to reset. You could stand up, walk around, deep breathing exercises, etc. If 90 minutes is too long, start small. Start with 20 minutes and then work your way up. I tend to alternate between 20 minutes and 90 minutes depending on the task. So for example, if I'm drafting a complex brief where continuity of thought and content is important, I'll set myself up for a 90-minute sprint. If I need to smash out smaller tasks, 20 minutes is my target. But most importantly, I always take 5 to 10 minutes to reset. And in that 5 to 10 minute recovery space, I do something that energizes me or relaxes me, depending on where I'm at in the day. I can hear some people saying, "I can't afford to stop." I understand that. I was one of those people until I realized the benefits of stopping and recharging and the costs of not. A quick stat to consider is research tells us that working past 90 minutes straight leads to a 20% cognitive drop, meaning you think slower and you think less deeply. You might believe you're getting more done, but you're actually just working slower and making more mistakes. Protocol 2, sleep like you mean it. I used to pride myself on getting by with about 5 hours of sleep until I started noticing tiny slips. I'd forget small details in conversations or reread the same paragraph multiple times. I'd feel mentally sluggish by mid-afternoon. As I learned more and more about the importance and the impact of not getting enough quality sleep, I was at that point where pride and bad habits hit the cold, hard truth. I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit it now, but yes, reluctantly, I made the commitment for 1 week to sleep each night for at least 7.5 hours. And full disclosure, I needed a few sleep hacks in the beginning. Maybe I'll give you more on that with a future episode. But I did it. And that difference was incredible. Not only did I have more energy, my thinking was faster, sharper, stronger, my body too. And the people around me even noticed the difference. This really works. There's a staggering amount of research on sleep. There are sleep scientists, books, podcasts, even courses. But to keep things super simple, let's start small. Your first step should be to set and keep a consistent sleep and wake time. Program it into your calendar, smartphone, watch if you have one, and train the people around you to respect and support it. Set it and protect it. A quick tip would be using a sleep app. There are many available now that can coach you through the getting to sleep part or the staying asleep phase. They can even help you in tracking and analyzing your sleep. It's a worthwhile investment. Leveling up your sleep routine is so important. I'm dedicating a follow-up episode to unpack it in much more detail. Watch that space. Protocol 3, the energy reset strategy. So try this. Hydrate first thing in the morning. Then get your body moving. Walk, stretch, do yoga, play with the dog, and so on. The point is to get your body moving early and often throughout the day. Move every couple of hours at a minimum. Small tweaks in this space equals massive gains. As some of you might be thinking that you don't have time to exercise. Well, you don't need a gym. Just 5 minutes of movement, a stretch, a walk, jumping jacks, push-ups, anything like that. It triggers an energy boost more powerful than coffee. My personal hack for this protocol is to habit stack it with protocol 1, the 20 or 90-minute sprint. At the end of the work sprint, part of my 5 to 10-minute reset time is dedicated to movement. My go-to would be squats if I'm in an open office or chin-ups if I'm at home. Find what works for you and work it. My key insight for domain 1, physical energy, is your physical energy levels set your performance ceiling. If you're running on fumes, no amount of motivation will save you. Let's move to domain 2, emotional energy. You can imagine your emotions are like a phone battery. If you're constantly running on low power mode, everything feels harder, slower, and more frustrating. You can be the most disciplined person in the world, but if your emotions are fried, if you're constantly frustrated, reactive, or drained, you cannot perform at your best. High performers, well, they manage their emotions like a pro athlete manages their recovery. That brings us to protocol 4, the 3-breath reset. Give this a go. Before stressful meetings, presentations, or decision-making, take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 6, and repeat that 3 times. Breathing exercises, really? Throw in a raised eyebrow, and that was me 4 years ago. Until I attended a 2-day workshop where we were thrown into some incredibly stressful situations. But at the same time, we were guided on different breathing techniques to help us manage those situations. It blew me away. Pardon the pun. Yes, okay, the pun was intentional. You get the drift. Studies show that conscious breathing lowers cortisol levels in 60 seconds. Now, if you don't know what cortisol is, very basically, cortisol is your body's stress system alarm bell. And taking a minute to breathe deeply can actually turn that alarm bell down, helping you feel more relaxed and healthier. This isn't woo-woo. This is neuroscience. Breathwork is huge. Like sleep, I'll revisit in more depth in a future episode, but for now, start small and scale up later. Try the 3-breath reset. Protocol 5, cut the energy leaks. Think of your emotions like a phone battery. And yes, here I go with another phone analogy. But when you have too many apps running in the background, your battery drains faster. Some habits, some people, and some environments are draining your battery without you even realizing it. Identify them, set limits, and just watch how much lighter you feel. So, okay, try this. Identify one habit, one person or one task that drains you. Either set a boundary around it or add a recovery habit to balance it out. So some quick examples would be One habit might be saying yes to everything. Yes to another unproductive meeting. Yes to another job, client, task that you don't really need or want. Yes to another social event where you're tired. So start saying no to whatever doesn't align to your priorities or your schedule. Create some you time to balance that out. Or if you're stuck with a colleague who's always complaining, keep conversations work-focused and recover and reset with a walk or uplifting music. Another example is responding to non-urgent emails all day. Block them into a 90-minute sprint once a day. Again, identify one habit, one person, or one task that drains you. Get creative and either set a boundary around it or add a recovery habit to balance it out. Key insight for Domain 2, emotional energy, is emotional energy isn't just managed, it's multiplied when you master your state, set boundaries, and spark joy on purpose. Domain 3, mental energy. You can think of your attention as a laser beam. The more focused it is, the more powerful it becomes. We think we're great at multitasking, but in reality, multitasking kills productivity by up to 40%. High performers know that protecting their focus is everything. In fact, I dedicated a whole episode to the myth of multitasking and its impact a few weeks ago. Link in the show notes. That leads us to Protocol 6, the 10-second rule. Let's talk about clearing mental clutter. You know that feeling when you're finished a task but your brain keeps circling back to it? That's mental residue. It's like leaving an app running on in the background, draining your focus and energy. Yes, I did another phone analogy. Now the solution is the 10-second rule. Here's how it works. After finishing a task, take a moment to reflect, summarize, or outline your next steps. And then in the beginning, you might need 10 minutes to fully close the loop. Use that time to jot down key takeaways, tie up loose ends, or set your intention for what's next. It's like hitting the clear all button on your mental apps. Now I get it, life is busy. Back-to-back meetings or packed schedules can make that 10 minutes feel impossible. That's okay. Start where you can. Even 2 to 3 minutes of reflection can make a difference. Over time, as you train your brain with the habit, you'll get faster and more efficient. What once took 10 minutes will shrink into a powerful 10-second reset, a quick pause to refocus and set your intention for what's next. The beauty of the 10-second rule is that it keeps you present. It clears your mental clutter, and you're not carrying yesterday's tasks into today's focus. Try it out. You'll be amazed at how much lighter and sharper you feel. Okay, key insight for Domain 3, mental energy, is your focus is your force. Eliminate mental residue to clear the clutter, protect your attention, and unleash your full mental power. The final domain, Domain 4, spiritual energy. A few years ago, I hit a point where I felt like I was running on autopilot. I was doing everything I was supposed to, but something was missing. That's when I started asking myself, what's the bigger game here? I started setting one small intention each morning. What's the one way I can serve today? So quickly my energy shifted. It wasn't just grinding. Something clicked. I had a clearer why. It fueled me when my motivation dipped. And it dips. This is the way it works. Which leads us into Protocol 7, the purpose check-in. So try this out. Each morning, ask yourself this one question. What's one meaningful way I can make a difference today? In whatever context that you're in for that day. This question helps you connect your daily actions to a greater mission, whether it's supporting a colleague, solving a problem, or contributing to something bigger than yourself. Take it a step further. Spend 60 seconds visualizing how fulfilling it will feel to follow through on that intention. Picture the impact you'll create and the sense of purpose you'll carry into your day. This small practice can set the tone for more focused, energized, and mission-driven work. Let's jump into the final protocol. Protocol 8, the end-of-day reflection. At the end of your day, take a moment to reflect and maybe even write down one thing that truly mattered, something where you made a difference or left your mark. It could be as small as helping someone feel heard, or as big as achieving a key milestone at work. And yes, life gets busy, kids, pets, dishes, but carve out just 60 seconds for this. Reflection isn't just about celebrating wins, it's also about building emotional clarity and resilience. So by acknowledging your impact, you'll end the day with a sense of fulfillment and carry that momentum forward into tomorrow. Now, these two protocols, Protocol 7, Protocol 8, now work seamlessly together as bookends for your day. Start with intention in the morning and closing with reflection at night. Okay, we've covered a lot today. Remember, you can revisit these protocols and 5 extra protocols through the show notes. Here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, commit to one protocol for whichever domain resonates with where you're at in life right now. Just pick one. And remember, I've created the free Mastering Your Energy Protocol Guide to help you get started. Download the guide, pick one protocol, and put it to the test. Then share your experience with me, tag me on LinkedIn, or send me a message. Tell me what worked for you, what didn't, and what changes you noticed. If this episode helped you, share it with someone you care about, someone you think would benefit from protecting or optimizing their energy. I'll see you next week. Until then, recharge, refocus, and keep building your edge.